Greetings, one and all, to this week's Tenno Clock. I can't get over it. I just can't get over it. Do a lean. Do a lean.
What? Oh, hang on.
Do a lean.
What? Do a lean?
Do a lean. Do a lean. Oh, so good. I just saw you walk on, and there's, this week with Tenno Clock, Loz has a hip tracker.
I got a belly thing.
It's got a belly thing.
On my belly. No, but it's an extra tracker, so I can actually now move my head relative to my hips differently. Whereas before, it was always trying to guess where my hips were. Now we have hips.
Yeah.
That means I can dance.
That looks so awesome. It just looks so good. Like, I thought, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But then just watching you, like, you can mocap some really good shit.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't done the feet yet though, but we will be wild for the feet because I'm gonna wait on some new trackers. But that'll look really awesome because I can't like bring my knees up now. I mean, you can see how my knee should come up now. There's no knee, but that's what the knee should be. But it just the way the hands to the head, it just feels so much more expressive now. So yeah, a bit better.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Right. So on that derailment, we're gonna start with the first thing we always do every week, which is the emblems.
That worked.
No.
Now.
Yes.
Hey.
Right. So, to me, instantly, Loz wins.
I can't even see them.
Oh, they're in Discord.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I do have Discord. Discord's over here. Yeah, there we are. Okay.
I thought on the off chance that you're going to keep the Discord window open. You know, yeah, so there they are. So, Loz wins, hands down.
What is yours?
No argument. Exactly. Mine was just so bizarre and perplexing. I just had to add it in.
It's like a little person with a hat on. But then they're kind of sweating, like, but happy. But dancing.
No, I don't think that's a happy face. I think that's a, like, oh shit face.
Is it?
No. Yeah. I'm not sure. But anyway,
so it was super weird.
However, Loz's wins, hands down. However, if you want to win 75 Platinum for your platform of choice, please go into the description below where you'll see this week's... What are they saying? This week's what?
This week's what?
Emblems. No, this week the polls. That was it. Sorry, I was going into like the old mantra of this is where you find the episode. So I've also just changed my position so it looks like I'm looking at you. But so go into the description below. You'll find this week's polls where you'll actually be automatically entered in for 75 Platinum for your platform of choice. See, seriously, I was just going to say 150. No, 75 Platinum for your platform of choice. Winners are chosen every 2 weeks. Cool. Right. Just make a drink. So I open a drink.
I scratched my head, so I had to take my thing off. So it probably looks. I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, I should lean forward at the same time. Woo!
Cool. Right. So I think we're gonna go straight into Dojo Dusting, and I think to address the elephant in the room, Loz is now recording 10 o'clock. So this is going to be a temporary measure. However, Loz has offered as a champion to make my life shit tons easier, actually recording 10 o'clock, and it just flat out does. So the footage looks a bit weird right now. That's because it was recorded at a different aspect ratio. You're just having so much fun, aren't you?
Well, I'm also doing this standing up now rather than sitting now that I can, and yeah, it's actually a lot more fun. Okay. It's so much more fun.
So Loz is recording it, and it just makes my life a lot easier. So he's gonna be because he has a fiber internet connection, he's able to upload it straight to YouTube.
Yeah, you can stick, but Xeno's checking the OBS and make sure it's still recording, right?
Oh, turn off the emblems. Sorry, I just realized. It's the red button. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you have to be on charge of that. I can push buttons, but I can't see anything. Maybe next week.
Yeah. So took quite a lot of work to actually get this up and running. But
I wonder if I can.
Working surprise.
Yeah, I might actually be able to free up a window next week, but we won't do that now.
Yes. Actually, are you able to pause it for a second?
Yeah. We just push pause, do we?
Yeah.
What, did I push the pause button again? Right. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, just playing around with the background footage real briefly, because I'm a pedantic fuck. And yeah, but we're gonna get it so that the background footage is the right aspect ratio. It's like this is the first time. Teething issues, Loz. Teething issues. Right. So Dojo Dusting, we got that. I want to do a brief shout out to our champion cohorts down in Oz. So this week, he did a Cephalon Squared community shout out, which I thought was, so wanted to give them a shout out to that. There'll be a link in the description below for that. Go check it out. And I also wanted to say that next Monday the checks the date. Monday the 15th of February is the deadline to get your community enemy ideas to us. We currently have 4 ideas submitted, so I think that there's no issue of an episode. What are you doing?
I realise, right? Sorry, I know you do important things. But if I grab the tracker and I'm rub my belly. Sorry, I'm stopping. Okay, back to you.
Anyway, there's no problem with us doing the episode of community-based ideas. However, if you want to get your community idea in, you gotta get it to us by next Monday, right? That's not including the Monday. Yeah, so you got to get it done by Sunday. That's it, right? So there you go. Cool, that's it for Dojo Dusting. Did we ever come up with a name for this week in Warframe?
We had the list, and we didn't pick one from it. Yeah,
never picked one from it.
No. So, I'll get the list up next time.
Cool, right. So 6. All right, cool. So this week in Warframe, very light stuff. So we got Intermission 3 has started for Nightwave on PC. Oh, and on consoles as well. Oh, wait, was there an issue with Switch?
Don't know. Didn't see one. But inject the Switch update. See which update they're
on. Quick look at that now. Warframe. It does say Intermission.
Hey.
Right, so everything's on Intermission 3 for Nightwave. Cool. Orphix Venom is running until February 22nd on all consoles. And the Star Days event should be on Thursday, the 11th of February, which is this coming Thursday for this episode.
Cool.
Right. So that's it for this week in Warframe. Now let's move straight into topics.
Yes. I can see these.
Yep, cool. So, the topic for
I
this
don't have
week,
to do times.
go ahead, hit the button.
Topics. Oh, I have to push buttons. Has that pushed it?
Cool. Yep, that's done. Right. This game is amazing in short bursts. I've been playing on and off maybe 3-ish years now, but really got into Warframe more last fall. And I largely play only during the dead times of Destiny 2. So you play a lot of it then, clearly. Hey!
You're gonna love the memes this week.
Okay, good. I'm largely still playing thanks to great friends.
A great friend.
Only one that helps me with tons of the content over a short time. The grind of Warframe is a beautiful thing I can appreciate only in short bursts. If you're a new player or a returning player, try to take things slow, but not molasses slow. What's molasses slow?
Imagine like pouring syrup.
Oh, okay,
very thick liquid.
Right. This game seriously feels great to grind, but you can easily overwork yourself and make it not fun. How do you feel about this?
Well, the game is... I do enjoy the game. Is the game good in short bursts? Or amazing in short bursts? Yes. Why only in short bursts? Is it that the grind they're trying to achieve, it's too hard to achieve a goal? Or is it that after you achieve one goal, trying to move on to your next goal sometimes feels like you've got to climb a hole insurmountable mountain again? I do agree. I'd love if they gave examples of which bits they were doing and then found too much, what type of content they did enjoy in their bursts and found that were the content that pushed them away. Because I'm wondering if this comes back to things like I'm saying, like there's just so much in Warframe that the amount of time to complete these different things has never been readjusted.
Let me actually. Why is font so? Reddit. Why font? Let me just read the post from. Let me just blitz through the whole post. To start this off, I want to say I'm not a hardcore player. I've been playing on and off. I should also state that I'm usually playing on the times of Destiny 2, so all the time then. I really got into Warframe during the fall of 2020. I met a great dude on Xbox. He helped me get through tons of content. He's the reason I burst through MR12 to 19 in about 2 weeks. It wasn't for him. I was just, to be frank, the entire reason posting this is to say the grind of Warframe is a beautiful thing I can appreciate, but only in short bursts. I got Lavos crafting a day ago and started both Hildren and Bone Widow last night. I know it seems like a bit to get done in such a short span of time, but that's why I love this game. I can farm multiple things at once, not even notice the time it takes, besides farming plastids, as I have none. If there's anything I want you all to take from this, if you're a newer player or a returning player, try to take things slow, but not molasses slow. This game seriously feels like feels great to grind, but you can easily overwork yourself and make it not fun. Edit, I completely forgot to mention just how kind this community is as well. I know I mentioned my boy, the Xbox player, but just about every player I come across, I'm supposed to imagine this is come across is kind and willing to lend a hand. I met another player doing planes bounties yesterday, and I mentioned how I need to damage parts for bone. Need the damaged parts for bone widow, and this incredible person just gave them to me, even though I insist to pay 5 to 10 plat for each. So
that's interesting. I like they're saying about how it's completely not what I was thinking. So they're actually enjoying the fact that they can work on multiple projects at once, and they can get multiple things building.
So I think, I think that the main topic is talking about something else. Like, they're not talking about the negativity of grind. It's more negativity of like losing track of time.
Yeah.
So like this, I mean, Warframe is great to immerse yourself in it. There's very, I would say, only in the most recent years, I'm going to say years, that the grind of Warframe feels a lot more tedious. The user journey for the most recent content does feel like, oh, I have to go do this, that, and the other. I think a lot of it is because the focus for that new content is just really piled heavily on the new environment. I mean, we all know the legacy of Xeno bitching about everything happening in the plains, but during this recording, Loz and I ended up doing a bunch of plains bounty, and to me, it wasn't that bad.
It was cool, but we have more options now, like necromechs and things to play around with.
Yeah, but even so, it just felt, because I haven't done it in so long, it didn't feel like I was burning myself out on it. And
it was nice to go. I enjoyed it. It was kind of nice to go back and see that, because obviously me and Xeno have a very special connection to the plane. It trapped us there for 24 hours.
Well, maybe I shouldn't get a new fiber internet connection.
Why?
Well, because people are already asking me when's the 24 hours on
DMOZ
happening. Well, when I get a good internet connection. Anyway,
but still, no, it was still nice that when we went back and we did that, I was actually really enjoying it. It felt fresh, it felt new, and yeah. And I think what you're saying, that it's sad, the way that Warframe normally puts content is they normally package everything into one area of the game. They never go, oh, we're adding this big thing over here, but also this small little update to this over here, and this over here. So you go, oh yeah, I'll check this out. And when you get burnt out on this bit, you just go over there. Instead, you just keep going on the one area, because they just, like, for instance, if they update Deimos, they'll just purely update Deimos. You never see like we're updating this massive update to Deimos, and also putting a few extra bounties on the planes that are new and different, and we've come up with this different quest and these different voice logs. They never do that. So you never go, oh, I'll go do the new quest on a small quest on the planes while I do that. It's normally, if that comes out, it'll just come out by itself again. It's...
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
What's my favourite example? The one with Hydroid coming out, and the new Vehek coming out, and a new tile set coming out. So you had to go to the new tile set to fight the new mob that would drop non-Ceres, because that was new, that would drop nodes that you then took to fight the new boss, which was on Earth, that dropped the new frame. Like, these things did not need to be connected. It really didn't. But they just went, oh no, we've got to make this into one line.
I will say that I think that is more... Are you blowing up into your microphone?
Sorry, yes. I do need those windy things. That's why I need them, for blowing up. Got to blow down.
The big thing for... I think, though, I do have a preference for going around to different environments and experiencing boss... Like, the getting Hydroid thing, I don't think was as painful as what ultimately turned into farming Revenant, or Gara, or I also feel that maybe. So one thing that is great about the bounties, you get multiple rewards, right? Absolutely love that. But bounties aren't really short. At least they don't feel short to me. Maybe it's all the travel time in Arcwing, getting from point A to point B. I mean, yeah, when we were recording, we were just bantering about random crap.
Yeah.
And, like, we were often get lost and like, oh yeah, what were we meant to do? Oh yeah, we weren't paying attention. But it does feel that planes are slow to do. Like, when people complain about doing Kuvaliches, like, oh, the grind is horrendous to do Kuvalich stuff. It's like, it's worse to do to acquire stuff in other elements of the game. It takes much longer to do that. But you're complaining about completing a Kuvalich? It takes 2 hours to do that? So
it's all, I don't know. There is something about how it is feeling to do the thing, mentally approaching it. Like you say, when we're on the planes, we almost it felt longer than it was, or it felt bigger because, as you say, the travel time. But then other things, sometimes this person say you can just lose track of time, and you lose loads of time doing all these different things. So
I think one of the big things for repetitive tasks, at least for me, is constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again. Right? We've made jokes. You've physically seen it. Stories of me playing World of Warcraft in Wrath of the Lich King, tanking while literally eating a sandwich in one hand.
Yeah.
Right? Because I knew exactly what I was doing. I'd gone to the same locations. I was able to basically do everything one-handed because I'd done it repetitively so much. One of the things I love about Warframe, at least in the early years, was the dynamic Lego-like tile slapping together, and you didn't know what tiles were going to join together, right? And it forced you to keep this minimum level of awareness, right? But with static environments like the open world stuff, mostly with the planes, less with Orbalis, a lot less with Heart of Deimos, at least for me right now. I feel like I just zone out and like, oh yeah, planes.
Sadly, I zone out the minute I load into Deimos. I just can't get on with Deimos.
Yeah, so I feel that the static nature and the environment is what lends heavily to this negativity of grind. Oh, is this when I'm refusing to actually pick up a sniper rifle in the footage? Probably can't see it.
Oh, you mean when you're failing to, and that we started trying to do a sorties bounty that was sniper only, and you went to your thing and went, I want to use this. So, you know,
they were coming up. Anyway, sorry.
So, you know, that's not a sniper rifle. It's a sniper. It's got a scope, but it's in the list. Like, it's using sniper ammo. That doesn't make it a sniper rifle. It's in the list. What's the
what's it called? Corpus spear gun. It's like,
yes, a Corpus spear gun. You tried to use that as a sniper rifle. What were you thinking?
Hey, the Javlock was not appearing.
Was the Javlock in the list? No.
No, right. So, which made me think that the Ferox as a spear gun could be used as a sniper. Anyway.
I watched last week. I watched a previous week's episode, and I saw that at one point when I was playing around, and I see you like rolling eyes at me for playing around with the VR, and I can't see you again now. I'll wave my finger at you. Anyway,
what are we derailing?
Grind.
So grind, right? I think that you have to prevent. Personally, for me, to prevent feeling the monotony of grind, the importance is keeping that minimum level of awareness, right? I don't think a lot of players want to go through that. I think a lot of players want less than what I want. They want, like, no, that's the maximum level of awareness. I want to just completely phase out of this. And you know, which I think is part of the problem with things like the liches, because they had to be more aware and attentive. You have an alarm going off.
Yeah.
What? Alarm going off?
I have no idea. Keep going. You said about liches.
Right. Anyway, so, okay, here's a question for you, right? What do you think contributes to your suffering through grind? Like, what attribute grind hate? I
hate hitting artificial barriers like rep walls. I really hate them. I really hate going, especially at this point in the game. It's like, no, you can't work any more progress on this today because we want this to take weeks. It really just destroys it for me because, like, all right, this is my weekend. I've cleared up Saturday. I'm not doing anything else. I want to play Warframe. The new content came out on the Wednesday. Let me play it. Oh, you're on the first rep tier. You've hit your rep cap for today. Right, so now I can't really do anything more. I guess you can say I could start just... I know you could say, oh, well, you could just stock up on resources and then spend them on later days. I could, and yes, that's true. But it doesn't... You're not actually making progress. You're just stocking up so you can make progress over artificial barriers of time. That's what really kills it for me. And that's why when I went to Demos and it's like, oh, I've got to do what? I've got to save up what? Oh, there's a rep cap. And I just... Oh, well, that and the story ending, but that's a separate thing. Bloody grandmother, big rubbish, blah, blah. Blah. Yeah, but that's what gets it for me.
So what's the barrier on... What's the name of the damn thing?
Liches? Nope.
No, Demos.
No. There's a daily rap cap.
There's just the daily rep cap.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
you could get more tokens and then.
But you're not actually okay. What you're doing is you're not actually making progress by doing that. Your stock within that day, I won't feel like I'm making progress. I'm literally. It's just it literally goes from I'm making progress on the progress bar. I can move up and upgrade to the next level. To I am literally grinding to have the resources so that on later days I can just easily not play the game and just unlock this bar. That is literally what you're doing. You know, what is the point at that point? And I know what the actual point is. It's so that content makes people log in for several days, right? That is what it's there for. And so that people don't get it all done in one day by just playing an insane session. Yeah, I'm fine with that. However, I would love to see these bars removed after a certain amount of time. It's the same thing with the focus cap. I want to come in. I want to make progress on focus. I'm still rubbish with focus. I still need to do a whole lot more. I come in. I'm like, right, I've capped out for today. But that took me 30 minutes or an hour. I want to play for another 6 hours, but I'll make no progress in that direction. And in that case, again, if I want to do it focus, what you can say is, but what you can do is you can kill Eidolons and you can stack up on the shards, and that way that you can then on later days just shove them in and just use up your cap, or I think maybe they're not even linked to the cap. So yeah, you could go do that. It's like, yeah, so now I'm literally again forced to grind for future upgrades. That's what annoys me. That's what really puts me off. That makes any sense.
No, it makes all the sense. I'm completely there with you. I feel that. I mean, I don't think the Warframe ones are too bad, but I totally get where you're coming from. Because right now we're experiencing worse ones in World of Warcraft. Yes, we're not talking about World of Warcraft. I think we've said it time and time again. DE to remove the caps when you get to a certain point in time. So like
6 months later, let's say.
6 months or a year or whatever. Just pick a fucking number and just do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no. The great thing, as I've given in the past, the Warcraft comparison you're doing is that they readjust how much time it takes to reach certain levels, or they remove some of the limitations on getting flying, for instance, because it's tied by rep at some point, and then they go back and say, okay, let's remove that requirement so you get it quicker, right? So that what took this long when it first came out because it was the fresh content, and then when it's 2 expansions down the line, they take this amount of time and they squish it down so it only takes this amount of time to achieve the same thing in that content because it's past content, it's not needed.
Yeah.
Whereas Warframe seems to want you to grind the planes as if it was the day one release, practically.
Yeah, and that I think the only place where rep caps should persist is the syndicates.
Yeah, well, actually, maybe. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, no. I wouldn't say get rid of the syndicates one because they're supposed. They don't need it because
they go against each other.
Yeah, they go against each other, so they don't need it, and that's kind of an interesting thing they never expanded on, but they work fine. No, it's the things that access content. Like, for instance, you need to finish. I never get them right. The first rep on Obvalis, I always mix them up. Voxelaris?
Ostrons.
No. Ostrons. No. Ostrons?
Oh, no. Sorry. Orvalis.
Orvalis to unlock Voxelaris.
Solaris United, I think.
Sorry, Solaris United to unlock... Is it Voxelaris, the second one? Yeah. So you need to do that. You actually... but you still have to go through this grind, which hasn't been improved. Why?
Yeah.
But you need this content. Why? Because it unlocks Arcwing weapons, arc guns to use in the ground. It unlocks the missions to use it. There's some warframes behind it. There's resources behind it. You have to go do that. Oh, you want more stuff for your operator? You have to go do this rep. Now, I mean, you could say, I've unlocked it, don't get me wrong, but if I was a new player starting today, I've just done all this on the planes to unlock quills, another thing you have to do. Oh, now I have to do the same thing again. Why? Why is that cap on the first one that slows down? But this is me, but... Yeah.
I still haven't finished off Voxelaris.
No, me neither.
Because I have to get the 10... Oh, was it
Gravamags? Yeah, it's always Gravamags.
Yeah, and I'm just like... I started doing it, and it just felt painful.
And that, again... very exactly what you said earlier, because that is on fixed content, and then that literally you are doing preset missions. They're the same every time, and you literally just have to do the same thing. No variation, no none of the cool procedurally generated maps to go, oh, but this is a bit different, this is a bit longer mission, oh, I haven't seen that tile in a while, all the enemies are tracking me from this direction this time. No, it's the same mission. And
I think like that is, I mean, if money was no object, and I was like studio manager at DE, I would hire a dedicated team, right, to expanding upon past open world.
Oh yeah. Right? Oh please, yeah.
So I would take
just small upgrades at a time.
Yeah, I would take some of the people that are veterans of developers, mix them in with the new people, the juniors, and some of the juniors would go work with the veterans that are currently on the now content, mix up the experience, so on and so forth, and like add in new bounties, add in procedurally generated interiors for Obvalis, right? And
what? So you're being on the Obvalis, there'd be, let's say, random little elevators would pop out of the lift, the snow somewhere, and you'd go into it and you go down, and there'd be a...
No, I would... So, you know all the bases that...
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to also make them kind of randomized so that, there'd be like a...
Yeah.
So the entrance could also appear randomly, and that'd be procedurally done. Then you go down and there's a special base.
No, I would just add in more doors around.
Oh, more doors, just put more doors, yeah. Right.
Yeah, and the whole point is that each door goes into an airlock first.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to wait for load times,
mm-hmm.
right? Maybe the load times could be separate, right? So like as soon as I think because the Orbalis, the planes do this, as long as the host gets in first, everyone else can come in whenever they've finished loading.
Right.
Yeah, so then you just go into effectively a procedurally generated interior, and then it just removes some of the monotony.
Perceived monotony. Perceived.
Yeah,
monotony.
perceived monotony. And, so get these people to... For Planes of Eidolon, I would do a cave network thing, which, when I remember the legendary story of when I was talking to Steve in the bathroom after party. He said, yeah, that this is what we're planning on to do to maintain the... But they only did it with Heart of Deimos. And again, I would go to Heart of Deimos, and I would... just go to Deimos, rather. And I would add more caves, more structures, and reason to go underground.
They did expand it, though, recently. I haven't checked that out.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out either, mostly because it just hasn't interested me.
I know.
I think, realistically, not to say, they need to go back to roots, because that's not an answer. They need to see why... Because the Protea quest with the expansion to the Corpus ship tile set, that felt
good. That felt... It felt so good. My feelings. Sorry. No, it felt more complete and more part of the world. Deimos still feels alien to me. That makes any sense.
Yeah. And, I don't know how to fix the factions. I will flat out admit that. I think certainly, we'll just remove...
Step one, I would say remove the daily cap on the lower reps. Job done. If people want to grind... on the lower reps to get access. Just try that out, right? If people want to grind 50 Zors in one day, let them farm the rep to get as many Zors as they want in one day. That's the only reason I could see that they wouldn't want to do it is it's like, but then people can access all the stuff really easily in one day. It's like, well, at this point, kit guns. We're getting bits to kit guns in other places, so the access to the base kit gun should be pretty much just universal. You should be able to make as many kit guns as you want. That's the other thing with Zors and kit guns is I don't really get into them as much because I want to test one, build one, throw it away. But I go, oh no, I'm hit my rep cap, can't buy another piece today.
Actually,
it's just like... Ugh.
So one thing that I was just thinking about is... So Warframe has done a brilliant job with its looter part of the shooter.
Right.
Shooter. I love the fact that you build the weapons as opposed to you just have to wait for it to fucking drop. That's one of the worst things I hate about the
drop chance,
and Borderlands and games like that. The drop chance is just like the legendary story of waiting 7 months for a fucking
flail
to drop.
Right.
Anyway, so I love the fact that what D have got so far, but maybe with kit guns, because kit guns often are like the bee's knees of weapons, right?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the Kuva weapons stole their thunder now, and Catchmoon got nerfed heavily, so they're not even.
I think one Kuva weapon stole their thunder.
But exactly, but they're not as insurmountable. The top of the mountain that they used to be. Other things have knocked them off a bit. So. Give us more access,
But what I'm proposing,
right? Okay,
as this is incentivizing grind, right? But it's a different grind that Warframe has never done before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for kit guns or Zors, a legendary blueprint that drops from maybe a specific mission, right? Got a very low drop chance. Want to do it, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't have to do it, but it gives you that extra oomph. Because let's face it, no one keeps the kit guns that aren't balanced, right? The meta is use the top DPS shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's why Catchmoon was dominating the popularity field for the longest time ever.
Yeah.
Right? So why not, this is going to happen, right? You know that people are going to do this. Why not put something in the game that is very hard to get, right? can't be traded for, and yeah. Am I making sense? Have I painted a clear enough picture?
Yeah, but I feel that whatever method you use, people will just feel like I have to grind for this, even if I only get one run a day or whatever. But anyway, I don't see the advantage of that. I think we should I feel we're veering very far away from the core topic. So should we go back to the core topic, give our final thoughts, and go to comments?
Sure. Cool. So, I think the procedural generation, realistically, the grind, at least for me.
At least for you, right? But do you feel about the one thing we haven't even touched on is taking breaks from Warframe, which is kind of what they're saying. Let's just round off a bit of that.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
Not the right thing. No, it's really important. I've been playing Cyberpunk. I've been playing Dead Cells. I've been playing World of Warcraft. I think I'm excited for the upcoming. I've got high hopes for the upcoming update for Warframe in
March.
Earliest mid-March. They said mid-March, didn't they?
We didn't do that. Did we do that section, by the way? We did do it, didn't we? Did we do the news?
Yeah.
Standing up, I want to say this now. I was going to wait till afterwards to tell Xeno, but literally standing up has just completely changed my thought processes, seriously. Like, I don't feel I'm thinking the same. It's weird. I'd be better in a chair. Anyway, yeah.
Do you want to get a chair?
No. I have to be standing. This gives me all this free range of movement, and I want to do it standing from now on. I couldn't do this in a chair. And I'd be like this in a chair. I'm always like this. If you don't notice, like most weeks, my arms are on the armrest. Like, hello, I am Loz. Meep, meep, meep.
Right. Anyway.
But just my brain's not right.
For me.
We were talking about you're looking up for the update in mid-March.
So yeah, I've got high hopes for it, but low expectations.
Okay.
Right. I hate to be pessimistic like that, but yeah, I'm high hopes, low expectations. I
have high hopes and pretty excited expectations. My hype is real. I've been waiting for Railjack expansion for so long. My hype is real. I'm not going to go over the board, but I am looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, if it was a case of... Actually, no. Let's not cross that bridge. Let's just go straight to reply. Because I don't want to just fall into turmoil. Yeah?
Turmoil? That's fine. Whatever.
Right.
I think this is how reasonable Warframe fans play. I play for 2 months, 3 tops. We then take 6 months to a year off between. I've been doing that for 5 years. The other day in chat, someone was saying they've played every day for something like 2 years. That seems unhealthy to me. But he had a ridiculous amount of credits, lol. Yeah, now...
No, I think it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
It's like...
If somebody does enjoy Warframe every day and they love logging on, they love playing every day, and they're able, and it's healthy for them, and they're not affecting their real life because of their playtime, that is fine. That is perfectly fine. If they really enjoy it that much, that's fine. It's not unhealthy. As long as they're keeping their real life fine, they can do what they want in Warframe. And if they really can, they've been playing every day and they just love it so much to bits for several years, they can keep playing every single day, all power to them. Good to them.
Yeah, no, I completely... I agree with that notion.
But at the same time, if you... The thing that is unhealthy is if you ever feel like you have to play Warframe to keep up and you want to take a break, you want to play that new game, that's when it's unhealthy. I think taking a break from Warframe is perfectly fine. It'll be there when you come back, and normally with more content.
I think that's the big thing for me with games like Heroes of the Storm, because they were packing in this
I'm gonna limit.
Content.
I'm gonna say this. Next episode. I'm gonna think about limiting the amount of references to other games like that you can do. Anyway.
No. Wait for the.
Because I can't see a clock either. I can't even time you. I normally time you. You get 1 minute.
38 minutes in.
I know, but you get 1 minute of ranting about another game. Is what you get.
Fine, shut up. Right. The big thing with Heroes of the Storm is that they gave you daily quests, missions, or whatever. Lead a task allowing you to earn in-game currency no, it wasn't in-game currency, it was like the free currency to buy heroes, blah 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 blah, but you could only hold, I think, 3 missions at a time, and when they didn't stack and things, you were wasting entire evenings trying to clear off. And at the point I was just like, no, I can't keep up with this, and I just quit playing the game entirely, especially when they turned around and said, like, yeah, we're not supporting the game anymore, but we're still expecting you to play like this. I was just like, no. What are you doing?
Faking Tai Chi.
Okay, cool. Nice one.
That's how I've started playing. Used to play for hours day after day until last year when burnout hit hard. Now I jump on every couple of days for a bit, and I've been having a lot more fun. Though I do miss the days when I could play Warframe for days on end without burning out. Yeah.
I agree entirely.
I really miss when I first started Warframe years ago. Did I go hard on the game? I loved it. It just enveloped my mind. I was just so in there. Oh, God, farming the jackal to get Rhino. Oh, so good. Felt so epic. That feeling's not been replicated anytime since. Like last one.
Well, no, I mean, you can't really. I don't think it's fair to say that, only because you can't really compare someone that is got fresh eyes on the situation, compared to someone that's had years of experience with it.
No, you don't. I don't think you appreciate why I liked that original Farming the Jackal. I was just on my Excalibur. I wanted to build my next other Warframe. I had limited gear, and I didn't like doing it with groups because there was actually on the wiki, it said there was a chance that the recipe, because there were purple orbs back then, could drop through the floor. So I did it solo, so that I made sure that I was standing on top of it when it died, because that was the way to guarantee you picked up the recipe in case it dropped to the floor. So it was me against the boss, which was a fixed level of difficulty. The problem with any content since then, as I've said in the past, and I'm going a bit off the top, is that they don't, I can bring my optical vandal with my Rivens and whatever, so no boss has ever been able to replicate that feeling, because it was pretty limited what power I had, so I had to utilize that to kill the boss. Whereas now, I've got an arsenal back there of everything under the sun. Nothing's a challenge in that way. What
I'm saying is they can't really replicate the experience.
Yeah,
because you're too far in.
Yeah, but yes and no.
Well, unless that's a separate topic. Oh yeah, you have to have. We have a boss fight that's necromex only.
Well, no. How about a boss that? As I've said in the past, like I say about second level source, he does this. A boss where you have to it goes, you haven't got a Riven in every slot, you're not coming in, because it expects you to have ridiculous power. Right. It's very clear what the boss does. It's not you have to do, oh look, you've done a bajillion damage, whatever. It does affect the damage thing. And then there's a necromech section, so then you have to use your necromech in the boss fight, the necromech phase. Then there's the arc gun phase. Then there's the operator phase, and it's more skill based and challenge. The operator phase would be cool. They could definitely achieve that in the operator phase, but we've talked about it in the past, and that's another time. Let's go on to the last reply. Boom. Yep. I can vibe with this take. Every time I come back to the game too soon, I get this. Oh, we've only got one topic.
Yeah.
Well, we've only got one topic. I'm recording now. We could go for like 4 topics.
Because we didn't
consider this fact.
No, we didn't know if it was going to happen or not.
Of course it was going to happen. I was going to make it happen. I make it happen. Anyway, let's finish. Oh, now I appreciate what you mean about the time, because I thought you would have put in extra topics. Sorry. All right. I can vibe with this take. Every time I come back to the game too soon, I get the shit annoyed out of me by 1,000 little niggling things that are like a cheese grater on my nerves. So I find it's always best to take a break for a while and then come back when I have the itch and the annoying things don't bother me so much, which inevitably means that there's a bunch of new things to chase after. It's a shame they don't mention what are the niggling things. I would like to know.
Yeah, I mean, also I think it's important to contrast Warframe with another game. That's go play something else. Go play Diablo 3. Go play
Destiny 2.
Go play. I don't want to do that one. But no, I mean, there was. Oh god, my hope was. Oh shit, what was the name of the game? The Godfall. My hope was Godfall was going to be a potential alternative to Warframe, and then that was a giant fucking shit show. Same with Avengers, and there's talk about them shutting down the servers for Avengers.
Really?
Yes, because it is done so badly. Right? It's like the end game. There is literally nothing in the end game whatsoever, and.
But then,
the ones that...
what? Oh, God.
Yeah. They're not even hitting 1,000 users a day on those servers.
Right. It's not hard. Look how Warframe did it, right? Yeah. So you need to do some sort of end game. Endless mode. Works. It's a good thing. Endless scaling of mobs works. Procedurally generated levels always feels a little bit different. So as you add content, it can feel longer for,
the big thing is that the publisher wouldn't want them to spend more time in the development, right? It's just like, make it work. Okay, well, we need this much money. No, just make it work.
No, this much development time.
No money, make it work.
No, yeah, it's going to be development time as well. It's like, okay, this game's getting good, but we need another year's development. It's the same thing with Anthem. We need another year's development where we're not worried about releasing and trying to wrap up so that we can really focus on fleshing out this content. No, you must release on this date before Christmas. No, but we need this extra year to make this game beautiful. It'll get game of the year. It'll be so deep. People will be playing it for years. No, you got to get it done this year because we're not on this financial quarter. Yeah, but it won't make as much money. We could literally hold it back a year. It'll be make you all the money. No. We want you to make all the money this year.
Now.
No, but we need the development time. No.
Yeah.
You're going to make all the money this year. But release it now. I was like, but it won't make any money. No. You've got to make the money and you've got to release it this year. How? Ridiculous.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, there's people taking the piss as well, where they're like bloody Anthem again, where it's like, oh, we're gonna develop the best game ever for 6 years, not actually develop a game. Idiots.
Or anyway.
Yes, that's my. Oh god, now I'm guilty of ranting. Sorry, guys. Right, yes, let's move on to some graphs.
Right.
Okay.
Turn off the topics.
Oh. Topics off.
Right. Cool. So our first graph for this week.
Oh, I have to look over here.
Oh shit! I need to. Right. Okay. So, did you watch the dev stream? So I was really interested to know.
Oh yeah.
Watched it, and so 5% said no, 23% said yes, but sometime after, 73% said yes while it was live.
It's not the actual what the graph says. The percentages have changed again. Yeah, it's 25 and 70, not 23 and 70, whatever you said.
Well, tough. It's the numbers I'm reading out now. Right. Why does this always happen? Literally, I take the screenshots just before we record. Yeah, no, you cower boy.
I can cower now, it's cool. Look at it.
Yeah, right.
So cool. Yeah, that's really good. So what we're saying is that there is a small point, this is obviously based on you lovely viewers out there, and so a small population of you didn't watch the dev stream. I assume maybe you'll just watch our episode to catch up on it. Hey! But most people do, and the majority there and then, I think they really were making a push on this dev stream to get everyone to watch it live, and I think it paid off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in seeing how many people feel like, no, I don't want to watch the dev stream because it just overhypes things. I don't feel the dev stream overhypes things. But, I mean,
the only thing I'm now wary of it is that in the past they've obviously announced things years too early. That's the only problem. But that's because Steve gets so excited about a concept and he wants to get it out to everyone's minds before it's.
I think their resolution for last year was that they weren't going to do that anymore.
I think the end of last year.
We're only going to announce stuff that's in the upcoming major patch. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. The next graph.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Learning.
Are you interested in the Star Days event? So last week we were talking about it, and there was a lot of. You weren't particularly enthusiastic for Star Days event, especially the wings.
No, I wasn't, but there's other things on the vendor, and unlike Halloween, I actually probably will get everything from this event because I'm wanting something to play in Warframe. So, and we've also got the new intermission, so I can play them together.
Yep. Right. So 14% said no, and 86% said yes. How different? Right. So yeah. Next one.
Oh.
Presses the button.
Oh no. Wow. Done. Hang on. I've somehow no, it's fine. 2 seconds. I'll just fix this. I've gone into a app store or something on the thing. Somehow. Nox. What are we on?
Oh. The third graph.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Oh, I got that.
Right, okay. How do you feel about Sevagoth? So 9% said that they had no opinion. 14% said negative.
15.
27%. No. 27% said neutral, and 50%.
So just want to check everyone at home. If you see the numbers on your screen are different from what Xeno's reading out, yes, Xeno can read numbers. He's just reading different numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So 50% of people are positive. I'm actually quite positive. I'd like to play with Servergoth.
What's the difference between neutral and no opinion?
Neutral, I would say, is I don't really have a positive or negative opinion. Whereas no opinion is like...
I don't have a positive or negative opinion.
No. I think no opinion is I don't have any opinion. However, I want to get my hands on it. I'm not taking anything from what was said in the dev stream. As in,
it's just another frame. As in, that's a very neutral view. I don't know. Anyway, but it's good to see most people are positive. A little bit negative. Negatives. I'd be interested to see why people are negative. I don't really care. I was like, it's just meh.
Right. Next graph. He was prepared this.
No, I'm just learning slowly.
How do you feel about the brief statement that Railjack and regular missions will be integrated? Right? 5% said no opinion, 5% said negative, 14% said neutral, and 77% said positive. So
I think this is exactly what we want. It's what Railjack was supposed to be, and it was promised to be originally, and that's what everyone was hyped for, and it was what they wanted to do. And yet they just released it as a bare bonesy thing, and they're only now finally going back to it and hopefully achieving the dream that they promised back in 2018.
I don't know.
When did they first show Railjack on Fortuna? Was it 2018? I think so.
Yeah.
It's like, was that 3 years?
2.5.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I really want the integration with Railjack and regular missions to be there, but it has to be cohesive. It has to be minimum barriers to entry as possible, because like I really feel that they need to smash like all the end tiles. Are you going to T-pose to victory?
To assert dominance. So T-pose.
Right. So I really feel that they will need to smash all of the end tiles, or maybe there's a new end tile for explicitly Railjack-based missions, and you get back on the Railjack as opposed to get on your Lasette, or maybe it's a mix of both. Right? I don't know. I just feel like if it's a case of, oh yeah, you go from your Lasette to your Railjack, the loading screen to a Railjack mission to a loading screen to a regular mission. I'm like, too many loading screens. Instant fail. Too many loading screens. I'd rather just go right. Go from your Lasette to your Railjack. Got one loading screen, which is you warping to the location.
Yeah,
and then while it's doing that, it's getting ready to load in the other stuff in the background for the regular mission.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've spent a lot on that. Let's go on to the last one. Right. With the expansion to relays having access to Railjack, should DE come up with new features for Dojo, or should they stay primarily cosmetic? Right. 5% said no. Sorry, 5%, 0%. My bad. 0% said no. Keep them. Wait, what? No, keep them in open worlds.
Keep them to the open worlds?
No, sorry. That I don't think that should be there at all.
That's
my bad.
That's from Necromex.
That's sorry. Completely bad.
Good thing nobody picked it. Keep those dojos on the open world.
Yeah.
Get them out there. Open up the doors.
18% said primarily cosmetic and they don't care. So, 2 lots of 18 there. And then 64% said new and unique. So I'm totally on board for the unique features. I'm sorry if I don't like the bowing to the players. Like, I get it. You need to make sure all the content is accessible, right? So if people aren't in clans, if new players or newish players want to get Sevagoth, they can't because they don't have a railjack. They're not in a clan, so on and so forth. Maybe this is the swift kick in the pants to Fort Guild Finder. You know, find
Clan
yourself
Finder.
a guild. Clan Finder, fine, sorry. But, you know, you can find clans that are still accepting, so on and so forth.
Sorry, I'm blowing on the mic again. I think at the same time, most clans have, seeing as it's such a butchered and isolated and abandoned feature, I think most clans, if you said, can I get an invite, they'd just be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. You know, especially big clans, they won't care. Invite, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get access to all this stuff. I feel that they need to drive the desire of clan-based content and playing with your clannies so that there is a reason to join the clan. And you might be like, oh no, the solo players. But it's like, because there's nothing pulling people together, means that people... Hear that alarm? Siren? You hear a siren?
No.
Oh, cool. Good microphone. Right, anyway. Sorry. You'd be like, but because there's nothing pulling people together, people are like big syrup and they're just slowly spreading out. And now because everyone is so spread out in their own little individual personal clans, nobody wants to come back together cohesively. It's like, but either you just go, if you leave it, it'll just keep spreading out and out and out and out and be harder and harder to put together. You just go, no, you're going to do more content as a clan. You know, like it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, at this point in time, I hate to be that guy, but either just get rid of clans entirely or focus clans.
Yeah.
Because right now, they did the whole thing with the alliances. Oh yeah, an alliance of clans. Yeah, did nothing with them.
Yeah, I love that the whole point of that was for the solo rail stuff. And then it didn't quite work out. And instead of reimagining it or... No, I will give you that. They did give a few iterations on the attempt of how you're supposed to challenge the solo rails. Didn't quite work out. Needed more work. Needed more nodes. Definitely needs more nodes. There was too few nodes. Needed a bit of a rethink on how to do it. Maybe a bidding war system or something. Put more effort. You know, I don't say more effort because they do put a lot of effort in, but more different ideas. Try them out. Like, why wasn't there like an auction bidding system for who gets the next attack? Instead of they literally no matter how many times they try to adjust how you fought for the rail was still fixed on the crux issue of there was a timer and the first person to say a click attack rail was the person who got to attack it. So it meant that a lot of clans were just a group of people who organized so they knew exactly when to click it. That's not needed working on.
But it's not just that, but it's also the fact that the clans could also set the tax amount. You know,
that wasn't an issue. That was an issue.
That wasn't an issue?
No, that wasn't. That's not why the system fell to pieces.
No, but it was a contributor.
No, not really.
The fact that if you went to do the mission, you could come back with nothing because people put the tax at 100%.
Well, yeah, but okay, you could put a cap on that. Let's say maxing it out at 25 or 50% or something like that. You could be fair, but there was no. The problem with that was, if a clan did that, it should be like, oh, let's get our alliance together and we'll show them what's what and we'll be the good people and put a tax bound to low. And so there'd be a mechanism for them to plan how to take back the solar rail. That's what you wanted competing. But they couldn't because there was a cabal of people who were organized and just literally, as soon as it was, you know, like 1:30 in the morning when it would tick over, they would be the first ones to click it because they planned around it and they'd organize and they'd have lots of people there waiting so they make sure they got it. So it was trapped in a bubble. Because that was the fault in the system. And instead of working on a system to improve that, maybe that multiple people can attack, but the group that does the most work in that attack period are the ones that win. You know, there was multiple ways to try it. Instead, they just went, no, we're just getting rid of the whole system, or we're locking the system off. It's like there was. Obviously, they'd been looking at Eve is what they were looking at, and it is interesting. And Eve is powered on that kind of system, and they could have expanded on it, but they just abandoned it and pulled away. Very sad. You know, it wasn't that they were trying to improve the system, but that little crux of the system, they just refused to change or experiment with. It seems. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't.
Right, that's it for the graphs.
Oh! Don't grab that.
Now it's time for the one supporter question.
Xeno Galleon At Meme Fuel, no supporter questions, question mark.
No, just look through the thing and actually just go, oh yeah, those are obviously the questions.
Hey, that's on my teleprompter. I read my teleprompter. That's on my teleprompter. But also, I'm going to take it as a point, is for all those people who are in Xeno supports this question, he's now going to make sure that the supporter question topic, or however it works, will go out at...
It'll be midday, so 2 hours before the actual episode on a Monday.
Monday,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so
obviously Xeno he's going to combine the times and alarm it all together, so it will be more regular so that we can make sure. Because I assume some people must go, oh yeah, I'd really like to put a thing about that topic that we're talking about, and then they go and there's no topic, and like, oh well, I'll come back in a few days, and then they forget.
Yep.
So now, every Monday, it will be there. So it's 2 hours before the episode comes up.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Because I'm on lunch at 2 o'clock. Like, I'm not on lunch at 2 o'clock, I'm on lunch at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So I'd rather get it there than try and remember and forget.
Right, well, the Prophet of Turbulence, Sensei suggests, not without an at to remind us. There we go, and somebody actually put a emote or something with that, so yeah, so Xeno has been told. Right, so, Prophet of Turbulence. The Flying Dutchman is a myth about ghost ships sailing night seas and terrorizing sailors, but DE have already got literal ghost ships out there in the solar system that are taken over by the infestation, broadcasting distress signals to draw in the unsuspecting. What do you think DE is going to do with the call of the Tempestrati and Sevagoth story to make a ghost ship more ghostly? I'm hoping it's lost in the void. Like it's a void of ghosts. Because they make a good point. Like, you've already got, like, the ship was a ghost ship or an Orokin ship, and we go in there, it's infestation, oh my god! You know, that's really cool. But I think ghosts, and maybe, like, you start seeing spirits of the past and things, like, you know, or, like, maybe the Orokin technology on the ship is malfunctioning, projecting all these past stories and things. You're like, well, what went on the ship? That's what I would like to see. You?
I mean, that could actually lend well to Planes of Deviri, where time isn't existent, so past can happen before the future.
Well, remember,
like after the future.
Remember the moon worked like that. The vaults, you would actually go back in time to when they were fixed. So yeah.
So I'm just
your working hand. Yes.
Yeah, hand.
This finger. This one here.
A part of me also would like to see like colonists as well that have been sort of stranded on this ship and like what they have evolved or devolved into because they have been just nothing but exposed to the void.
While putting Wipeout style minigames into our Ludoplex is a little more work than DE have time for, how would you like the new Zephyr Deluxe landing craft to be a Wormula skin for the side-scrolling shooter? I would love to see a little bit more work on Wormula.
Commit to Wipeout. Commit.
Well, the set racing would be fun. How about the set racing in general?
Yeah, commit.
Right, that's it for those comments. Next is the
response.
Okay. Anarchy Gaming. When they said every relay would have a dry dock, first thing I said to my mates was, great! Now the dojo is back to being useless. Dojos and clans need content behind it, otherwise it's just a faster way to trade, a quick list of people to invite, and a place for decorations to siphon materials from, aka... Oh, I didn't put this on one thing. Oh, aka me, that's it. That's all it said. Yeah?
Yeah, no, I agree entirely. I would like if there was content that was exclusively locked behind clans, and like if people kick off, oh, I don't want to be in a clan, well, fine, don't be in a clan. But I want the content, be in a clan, but I don't want to be in a clan. Look, I mean, it's one or the other. You can't have both.
For Piffelix14, this is about the dojos again. Not exactly true, more like a glorified trading post, equipment foundry, and ... dragon keys. Dude, Loz, maybe look back at how many features dojos withhold. I think I've cut it out there. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was thinking. We old timers, we don't get no dragon keys from no dojo. We got ours from the market. They were moved into the Orokin research lab.
Right, but as soon as you have the blueprint, you don't need
that was the point I brought this up. So this is the thing. All these other bits, I mean, yeah, the glorified trading post, that's it, really, and a glorified shopping center. No, not even shopping center. Glorified show house. That's what all it really is. All those stuff. I can't remember the last time I went to a research room to pick stuff up. There might have been new research in there. I doubt it, but maybe. And that once you pick up, you can literally join a clan, go to their research labs, purchase all their blueprints, and that's it.
And fuck off. Yeah.
I don't really consider that content when it's literally I just have to walk up to terminal, go print. Right, I've got all these recipes now. I'm going to go build them. That's it. That's all the involved investment.
And trophies are more content than the research.
Exactly. Why? I think maybe one of the things they need to work into in Warframe is redoing the crafting system and make it into mini games and things. I don't remember. You've never tried the Final Fantasy XIV crafting system, have you?
If I have, I can't remember it.
You've literally got skills and ability. So when you go to craft something, I'll just quick side. When you go to craft something, you have so much energy, and then there's like the quality of the item, and that you have to try and push up the quality of the item and the skill of the item while you've only got so many actions to use up, and you've got skills that sometimes will use up one resource to give you more time, or will use up a lot of time to give you a lot of progress, or to increase the quality. So it's a balance between it, and as you level up, you gain new skills, and also skills between different professions to allow you to craft better and quicker and more efficiently. So it's a little mini game in itself, just crafting. It actually is a class. Just crafting is a game in itself. So yeah. Whereas I'd love to see stuff in the dojo that maybe mini games or work we'd have to do to progress items and progress and research that we all contribute to. Oh, you now got to go away and collect some items and shove it into a hopper. Right, now we have to process those items. So someone might play a mini game or do other things, or maybe skip it for platinum. I don't know. Yeah. But just something. I know that's not a perfect idea, but just some reason to go to do the dojo and do things in the dojo.
Yeah. Like, how often do you go to a dojo and it's just entirely empty?
Yeah. Unless people do a special event or whatever. But there's no reason to hang out in dojos. It's another thing. What they don't with Conclave and PvP and Lenaro, because there's no league system or whatever. It just people leave it. That's what it needs. It needs evergreen content and leagues and skins and things. Not too much, but just sort of a system in place to do that. And the same thing for within your dojo. There is the dueling room. Why can't we set up a thing in the set up a league in the thing, and you can choose to give a reward to people, and you can set certain rewards, or you pay platinum to set one of these rewards, and then you set it for an hour, and then people will play, or it even makes even a table. Or the obstacle course. Why can't you make an obstacle course, and then you load the obstacle course, and you set a timer, and like for the next 2 hours, everyone can have a go at their own version of it, and then the person who does it quickest gets the reward. If it was all an automated system within the game. And it wouldn't matter if people bug the system, because if they bug it, you just kick them out of your clan. It doesn't matter. It's just a bit of fun. It would at least be something. Sorry. Pet hate. Anyway, moving on. Right, I've got to do quick these, yes. So. Right. Alarm going off. I don't know if you can hear it. Benjamin Smarridge. Here's a good one. In medieval lore, the Tempestrati were weather-making magicians who dwelt amongst the common people and possessed the power to raise or prevent storms at will. For this reason, anyone reputed as a weather-maker was the subject of respect, fear, and the hatred in rural areas. So Tempestrati isn't a real word. Because I remember you saying, why was there 2 eyes?
Oh, yeah.
It's a real word. It's like a weather wizard. Weather wizard.
The question is, did that person actually look it up? After I said, is it a real word?
We'd have to ask Benjamin Smarridge for that.
Yeah, Benjamin, get on it.
Bones, the Wonderful, and Zrugal pointed out that the storm cloud above people's heads was a Christmas ephemera. I still don't like it. There's that. Okay.
Is it gone yet? Can it go away?
I think it's permanent.
It is. Oh, but it's Uggos.
I know, it's so Uggos. It is so. I don't openly complain about the ears for Easter or whatever because they're temporary, and the moustaches. I don't think I've ever complained about the moustaches. Maybe years ago, but once. But I would never complain because I think that's a good cause for that month and do it. There should be something every month, so we get to do that, and it's fun when they come back around. Not permanent, like the bloody candy cane. I haven't moaned about that in a year.
The thing is, the candy cane you can overlook it. I feel right. There's an opportunity to overlook it. Because the vault or whatever, or pick a Warframe, they're going too fast, you miss it, right? But that cloud is so in your face. Because
of the spot it picks above the head and nothing else is picking it, you can always spot it in a crowd. It's so... Yep. It stands out too much. It really does. Cynical No Look, after your Tenno-fied Planet Terror quote, I would now like to have a frame with an exalted machine gun leg. Nice. And lastly, JJ24. Squad length is functionality. Squad Link is functionally a friendship door. It's cool if it's optional, but Scarlet Spear was waiting for a flag to be checked. DE has to get really creative, otherwise it could be a huge annoyance.
I completely agree with that sentiment. The big thing, though, is that it shouldn't be facilitated between, via a server. So there shouldn't be one central server that has the communication between two independent games, or independent, going through this server. It needs to go through, it needs to be directly to each other. That's the big problem with the Scarlet Spear version of Squad Link.
The other problem I feel with the Squad Link is that when Steve originally said it, it wasn't that you had to use the Squad Link to progress. It was that it would speed things up.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing, is that that's how Squad Link should work. You should be able to achieve the content without Squad Link, right? But the Squad Link, if it ties up, lets you go quicker, and both people get rewards for joining in. And so in Scarlet Spear, it should have just progressed naturally, but took 5 minutes. But if the Squad Link turned up, it took 2. Obviously, yeah, it'd be like, oh, it's boring, people aren't turning up. But at least then you'd feel like you are not beholden to people. Because we would sometimes sit around waiting for codes. It should progress naturally and produce codes by itself as well.
Yeah.
Right, lastly, JJ24 also gave a description of what was different on Octavia Prime. I don't feel like going through it. I'll wait and see on that one. Yeah. That's it for those comments. Yep.
Okay, right. Next, we're going to go on the meme.
Okay. Oh, I can see them. Hang on, I'm going to have to do this in 2 tabs. Right. Okay. Right. You ready? So, all these memes come from the r/memeframe subreddit. Do check them out. Some really cool people out there. Go watch their memes. And you want to laugh in the week, go do that. But sometimes, in some weeks, they seem to get like a theme in their head, and they just seem to just do several other memes like that. I tend to normally avoid them, but I've decided to go with them this week. I'm embracing it. To give you all an example of what it's like when they get a theme in their head. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Right, meme number 1. Right. Over here, So, it says last one. I think this is the first one. Sidekicking Destiny. Is that what it says? Have I got these right?
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Sidekicking Destiny. Waited centuries for you, made by a magician, by a magical 3D printer. Will follow you to hell and back. Is a moral compass for guardians. Professional door opener. Sidekick in Warframe. Who's in control now, suckers? Security right over engaged. Waited millennia for you. Used to be a god-killing mercenary. Will follow you to hell and back. Is the opposite of a moral compass. Space bullet and door opener. Would be happy to hear how depressed you are.
Space bullet and door opener.
I don't get space bullet. What's space bullet?
No, I think that's supposed to be space butler.
Oh, space butler. Sorry, it's probably the thing. Right, ready?
The R is weird. That's not. Yeah.
Right, meme number 2. You starting to see the format here?
Okay, hold on. Yes.
Why is there a Fomorian fighting an obelisk? Europa in Destiny, a cold, desolate moon into humanity's darkest secrets. Europa in Warframe, it's cold. There's space capitalists and tunnels galore.
Yep.
Meme number 3. Teshin really didn't fit the mentor role all that well. Player's mentor in Destiny. Wise, battle-hardened warriors offering wisdom, weapons, and knitting brochures out for all guardians. Hands out free Vanguard sweaters during dawnings. Player's mentor in Warframe. Probably didn't even fight in the Old War. Says you need training instead of giving actual advice. Advice he does give is just saying he found it in a fortune cookie. Cheats and carries 3 melee weapons at once. Here, kid, have an evil immortality juice that forces me to serve whoever has it. Great mentor.
Wait.
Really great mentor.
Wait. He has 3 melee weapons? I swear he only has 2.
Doesn't he pick up the Corvus? Didn't he blade at one point? The 2 swords?
Oh, yes! Shit, yes! Yeah. It's the thrown weapon as well. Yeah, thank you for pointing that one out. Also, they forgot with the mentors in Destiny, prattles on about random shit.
Okay.
They really fucking do.
Meme number 4. At least Guardians don't have to deal with a possible evil Paracasual entity capable of granting freaky space magic, right? Void in Destiny is a power capable of leeching life and weaving destruction, can tear apart enemies into nothingness with a single Nova Bomb, is neat for party tricks. Void in Warframe. You're fucked with it, fucked without it, and fucked because of it. Yep, that's the Void. Love it, love to hate it. No kiddos around, right? Nope. Gotta check. You gotta check your left set. They're sometimes behind you. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Meme number 5. Okay. Whether we wanted it or not, we stepped into a war with literally anything that breathes. Protagonist in Destiny. I returned from the dead and will use my powers, dark or light, to save humanity. Guardians make their own fate. Protagonists in Warframe. I got a walking war crime and just finished dumping humanity into the Dark Ages. Let's go commit genocide in the name of, balance?
Yep. Really.
Why are we doing things? Right. Meme number 6. Boop. What alarm? Stealth in Destiny. Experimental warmind tech, cloaking devices, no backup. One mistake and it's the darkness zone for you. Can easily go wrong. No second chances. I love the picture. Stealth in Warframe. Bright noticeable colours, loud guns posing for the security cameras. No need for sneaking when punching do trick. And...
oh my god.
Just for the benefit of today, because it got so many upvotes, you have this. So people really got sick of this one, I think. Meme number 7. Bring me the downvotes. X in Destiny, X in Warframe. Shut the fuck up. Thanks. There you go. It's a good meme collage today. Yes.
Yes. Actually, I kind of feel that. I need to double check. All the other ones, I'm pretty sure they were all done by the same one person.
Oh, I can actually check. Let's have a look.
Hold on. Yep, that first one.
Nabano. Yeah.
Just the last one.
Nabano. It should have been Nabano. Shut the fuck up. Thanks. But still, yeah. Oh, they did really well. They got so many upvotes, so people were also liking them. They are kind of funny and true, so yeah. Right. Shoutouts?
Community shoutouts, just writing down the time. Okay. Cool, right. So
that worked?
Our first, yep, that's worked. Our first community shoutout
it's not
is
dark
Blade
mode again.
of the Lotus. What?
Sorry, it's not dark mode again for me. Twitter's blinding white light here, so no way.
Okay. Blade of the Lotus, Oberon by GX.
I guess you love this.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty damn dope.
No, it's pretty cool.
Pretty damn dope. The second community shout-out is Octavia Prime by Frosty. Can you spot all the differences, Loz?
Well, I can if you want me to read out J24's list here. Gave a really good list, good breakdown, but I'm have to see them side by side.
Right. Number 3 is Deluxe Ember by Daster Creations, and this is the new one by Debbie. So,
oh wow!
It like looking at this one.
I like that.
It kind of feels that the horns on the top make it look like it's got cat ears.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, but again, loving those blade feet.
What are we on now?
5? 4. Right. Next is Necromech by Cabrito Sentado.
I'm loving this, and I do get my whole Grimdark vibes from it. And I love, like, if there was just the green or the purple, either would be fine. But the mix of two contrasting colours looks like this is playing Splatoon. Can't unsee.
I've got to say, I think you're the only person that actually thought that up.
I might reply onto that, actually. It's like, is this correct playing Splatoon?
I do think that it would have been better if the background was black. Keep the green and the purple, but the background be black.
Maybe.
The 5th community shout-out is Sevagoth by Jorial.
Very,
So-
very stylish when awake. Screeching void demon monster when passed out.
So
I like that.
MDRL has a lot of the designs where it's sort of like Japanese school, like boys and girls for Warframe sort of thing. So you'll see like Excalibur wearing a sailor suit and things like that. So it's quite funny.
Fair.
And then the 6th community shout out is
Did I make it?
yeah, you got it. Ghouls or riding by primed average. So this was a joke made on the dev stream.
Rebecca,
where,
can players ride the ghoul saw? Jeff, I guess. Players.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I'm not sure. I remember the ghoul. I don't think it actually rides it. It's more of a forward attack animation. I don't think it rides it.
It's an attack animation.
Yeah.
It's an attack animation. It's not like, oh, this is the new K drive. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love to ride this over a K drive. However, that's not going to happen.
However, I wouldn't mind if this melee weapon has an incredible forward leeching lunge attack that does do the ride animation, but you could just spam it continuously. I really wouldn't mind that.
Right, so that's it for the community.
Oh hell,
shoutouts.
make it the heavy attack, and then the more combo you've got, the further it goes.
Yeah. So that's it for the community shoutouts.
Right,
So,
off shoutouts.
Yep,
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
And now it is time for the quote.
Yes. It's been a long one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't change that word, sorry. Okay, it's again. All right then. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. A note about sentience. See here, the thing about them, they're real. Sentience. Oh, right. 2 secs. Sorry. Let me just. The formatting on these windows. I just need to change this slightly. Oh, that's why it's not full screen. Is that going to fix it? Yes, it does. There we go. I must have not full screened it when I went back. Yeah, so I'm back now. Right. All right then. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. A note about sentience. See, here's the thing about them. They're real. Sentience are as real as a rock in your shoe. And that's the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know, they're here. And they live among us, side by side with Orokin, in every big city, in every small spire. For all you know, a sentient might be living right next to your door right now. They're everywhere. A sentient might be an Enginus, or your Archimedean, and you can bet your sweet patooey that friendly little old lady in the tower offering you a delicious piece of frozen frost leaf is a sentient. And that's all she thinks about. Oh, no, sorry, I skipped line. And here's the most important thing. Sentients hate Tenno. A sentient spends all their time thinking up ways to destroy Tenno. And that's all they think about. How will I crush this horrible Tenno? A sentient gets the same pleasure from crushing a Tenno as you get for eating about a bowl of kubro meat covered in thresh-cone syrup with whipped Kondrok sauce, chopped nuts, and a Megru eye on top. There we go. I should do that first.
Is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Right. This screams to me that Terry Pratchett wrote this. No? Oh, fuck.
It's a remake of a film. Came out last year, but not too much fanfare. In fact, it had controversy because of the hands. The hands! I can dance now. Yeah.
You know if I've seen this?
You may have watched the other version, which I think came out in the 90s years ago, and this is a remake of it. It is by a British author. Very famous old British author. Not that old, but yeah.
Was it a book?
It was a book first.
Did it come out during the shutdown period? Or?
Yeah. I think so. Or I think in that one window, that month that it was open for a bit, like when Tenant came out. So it is 2020 listed on IMDb.
I don't know. Oh no. Let's go through the questions. Is it set in Monday?
Yep.
Monday setting.
It's a children's book.
Children's book.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Famous children's author.
That's not going to do it for me.
You will know.
Oh, is it one of the... No, kid, you said that there was a 90s version of it.
I think 90s. I do remember seeing another version of it, which must have been 90s, 2000, because I watched it when I was a kid. It's one word.
Is it a Ronald Dahl book?
Oh, it's a Roald Dahl book. Ronald Dahl? Did you say Roald Dahl? Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl?
I thought it was Ronald Dahl.
It was Roald Dahl.
I can't remember. I don't know what was supposed to come out last year. Shit. I can only guess witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witches. So there was actually a bit of controversy to do with the way they portrayed the witches. They had these weird hands, which I think is actually close to the book, but and they had bald heads and things and whatever. But I think there was some sort of or was it that it was lacking a finger or something? There was some a group of people who suffer from a certain disease that were complaining that the film was, demonizing them almost. So there was a bit of controversy because of that. Yeah. Because insult culture, everyone's offended by everything. We can't have literary fiction anymore.
Well, on that bombshell, good quote, really, really good quote, really had me for a loop. It sounded so much like it was a Terry Pratchett thing.
British author.
Right. Oh yeah, totally. Right, so let's end this episode for now.
But there's also only 2 Terry Pratchett films. Or 3. 3 films. Yeah.
Colour of Magic.
Yeah.
Hogfather.
Yeah, Going Postal.
Going Postal.
You haven't seen Going Postal?
No, I have.
I love it. It's one of my favourite books, Going Postal.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, no, I mean, it was the 90s thing that threw me the most. So,
yeah, because there was a 90s version of Witches, I think.
Yes, I know. That's again the only reason why I thought maybe it's the Witches. So
right.
That's it for this week. Thank you very much, everyone.
Do I push this button?
You do press that button.
Did I push it?
No.
How about now?
Oh, you did.
Hey, buttons pushing. Yeah. So we got some lovely people's names. Who are these people, Xeno?
Lovely people.
What do these lovely people do?
They be lovely in donating the fortuitous funds for making editing and stuff doable for content and things.
Mm-hmm. And how? Okay, fine.
So much commitment.
So I was trying to use this as an opportunity to take the heads off because you can't see me and get to the point so I can just stop the recording when needed.
Just stop the recording then. Hit the button.
But I enjoy talking to people so much.
Do the thing, Julie. Do